I was scrolling my feed yesterday and I saw this video. I actually follow Dr. Ali, so I love her content. Let's talk about this. Why do people think doctors and scientists are out to scam and trick and hurt people? I totally agree with you about the whole blog influencer thing. But let's talk about why patients no longer trust doctors. These comments are not it. My dad was a pediatrician for over 50 years before he passed last year. When people bring up doctors scamming or doing things for money, it infuriates me. I think the thing that should infuriate you the most is that there are doctors that do scam people. Patients are not listened to. It is taking 15 years to be diagnosed with something. It shouldn't take 15 years to be diagnosed with something. I'm a birth doula, and I became a birth doula because I see that there's a need for birth doula and for advocacy because patients are not being listened to. Did you know that Black women and women of color are 3 to 4 times more likely to die during childbirth just because of the color of their skin? A lot of that has to do with doctors and medical professionals not taking them seriously. When I went to my first gynecology appointment when I was 17, I thought that I had endometriosis because I have very, very, very horrible period pain, and it's so bad that I couldn't get up. Went into this OBGYN and she does a pelvic exam, and because it doesn't hurt, she says, nope, you don't have endometriosis, here's some birth control. That's not how you diagnose endometriosis. And not everyone has pelvic pain that has endometriosis. When I was 19, I was giving birth to my first baby, and I told them that I needed to push, and they said, no, you don't. They came in an hour and a half later, and she was crowning. In 2020, after I had my second baby, I went into my 6-week appointment, and I said, hey, I am very depressed. I think I need to get on antidepressants that I had been on previously. My doctor looks at me and says, you just need to walk. I almost tried to off myself. In 2021, I was getting off of my IUD, and the doctor spent literally 30 seconds in my room just pulling out my IUD and walking out, not even saying goodbye. 2 months later, I went to a different doctor because I was pregnant. They didn't even check my thyroid levels, even though I have hypothyroidism. Thyroid is very important for sustaining a pregnancy. My levels were very high. The next month, I switched to doctors an hour away. When I was 11 or 12, my mom went in to get a tumor removed from her foot. Came out to be benign, she's fine. But the surgeon used dirty tools, and her incisions got infected. She then spent months going to the doctor, having it scraped out. In 2022, when I was pregnant with my third baby, I went to the ER for heart palpitations. My heart rate spiked to almost 200 beats per minute. When I told them I would like to go up to L&D because I was having contractions and I was worried about my baby, they said, sorry, we can't do that. It took them an hour to even try and find my baby's heartbeat. At that same visit, they found out that I had low magnesium, so they gave me a magnesium drip. Except the nurse never plugged it in, and it went all over my back. In 2020, I got an ingrown toenail. We went into urgent care so they could get it taken care of. They cut it out, everything, it was good. A month later, it comes back. Go back into the urgent care because it's infected. And they say, sorry, we can't do anything for you. You're gonna have to call a surgeon and have it removed. It's been 4 years and I've been dealing with chronic ingrown toenails. I haven't had insurance for 2 years. I was kicked off Medicaid. Because of the pandemic, they were able to extend it. Without any warning, I was kicked off. I went in to get a pap smear, and that's when I found out. So it's been 5 years since my last pap, and I can't afford to go get one. In 2019, when I was pregnant with my second baby, I went to the bathroom and there was something coming out of my vagina. I called up the nurse's line and I said, hey, there's something coming out of me. I think it's my cervix. The nurse on the other end of the line sounded like I was crazy. Went into my doctor, she says, I don't see anything. Started bleeding really heavily. I thought I had lost my baby, so I went in again. It wasn't until I pushed that they realized that I had a uterine prolapse. My uterus is no longer in place. And these are just my stories. A white cis woman. Can you imagine if my skin was darker? I became a doula because there is so much medical gaslighting going on. People are not being listened to. People are being dismissed and they are dying because of it. Yes, there are great doctors out there, but where? Where? If every single one of us are having these same issues, this is a systemic problem that needs to be fixed. The system is severely broken. And when you live in the US where healthcare is profitable, of course people are going to go to the closest thing that they have that is free, the internet. They're going to trust wellness influencers a lot more than doctors who have dismissed them their entire lives. So before you say these comments are not it, maybe you should take a look and see exactly what is going on.